Hello, Pastor Don here. This is our weekly update, and I wanted to bring a couple of important messages to you. As you're aware, we have reopened in-person worship effective the last 2 weeks, and we have also been offering communion. So it's a step forward, and we were pleased to see last week that some 45 people, I think, came to worship. So we're on our way back, and there's a lot of ground to be regained. In the coming weeks, we hope that things will continue to improve on the COVID-19 front. In the meantime, we encourage you to give serious thought to whether or not it's a safe time for you to return to worship at Rock of Ages. We will continue to do everything we can to make it a safe environment in terms of social distancing, sanitation of surfaces, requirement of the wearing of masks, and just to be absolutely certain that you feel confident that it's a safe place for you to be. So we look forward to having you come back to worship. The second thing I wanted to emphasize for you is that as we make our way back from this time of social isolation, this time of everything kind of going in the deep freezer in terms of our ministry activities, we're kind of starting over again in some respects. For example, most of our ministry teams have been in a state of suspension during these months, and not much has gone on. But in order for this place to be vital and to recapture the vigor that we so much appreciated about this place, we need for all of us to say, you know what? Let's reinvigorate Rock of Ages. Let's get going again. Let's do the things that made us something special. And on that front, there's a number of needs that we have for people to get involved. Getting involved in the work of the church is a part of being a disciple, part of living the Christian life. And the needs we have in order to make this a vital and vigorous place are numerous. First one I'd like to articulate is that we need at least 2 more people to join us on our communications team. The communications team is a broad team that has responsibility for everything from print advertising to external signage, to the website, to Facebook and YouTube, to our weekly recording of services and broadcasting. And we just need more people to get involved. And let me emphasize that you don't have to have any experience with this. You just need a willing heart. The second thing I'd like to bring to your attention is that evangelism is a key part of what it means to be a church. Evangelism, from the Greek word euangelion, means to spread the good news, to tell the good news. And evangelism is all about messaging your community about the ministry of your church. Well, you know that behind us, we're about to have 200 new homes, and that means a lot of new people. That means the opportunity to invite people to become a part of this worshiping community, as well as the burgeoning community all around us. The opportunity for growth in this church and others is enormous. But we need a plan. We need people to come together and create a strategic plan for how are we going to do this. So we have a need for an evangelism team leader. The next thing we have a need for is an outreach team leader. Outreach is that series of activities that we engage in that show our heart to the community. For example, we've been involved over the years with the soup kitchen in Wildwood. We've been involved with the Sozo Kids up in the forest in Ocala. We've been involved with the Bless Wildwood teacher and student support activities. We've been involved with the Jumper Creek Transitional Housing Committee or function down in Bushnell. All of these things that give us the opportunity to be outward focused and support other people is a key part of our ministry plan for Rock of Ages. So we ask you to consider if you'd like to be a part of such an activity. And of course, most recently we announced that there's been a transition in the treasurer job, and we've got a part-time person who is transitional. Mary Walls, we're very grateful that Mary has been willing to bring her expertise into the treasurer's role on this interim basis until our February meeting where we need to elect a new treasurer. And so if you've got financial background, if you've got any experience in the function of treasurer within the church, and believe me, it's not as difficult as maybe you would imagine it to be. Again, feel free to make a contact here in the church office, either with me, with Lynn, our council president, Chris Geiger, to find out more about what's involved. And then, of course, too, because we expect to have a growing neighborhood around us, and especially the neighborhood behind us, we expect to have formative families with children. We're going to need to develop resources for Sunday school. We're going to need to have a Christian education function here at church. We've had one on paper, but we really haven't been very active with it. So if education is part of your background and your interest, there's a great opportunity to serve. And then, of course, our worship team. Because we have been in this period of self-isolation, and we've been doing all of our worship by recorded services and are now returning to in-person worship, we need a group of people who are willing to come together on a regular basis to plan worship services, to plan for special worship events. You know, it won't be long, and we'll be in the season of Advent, followed by Christmas. So there's a lot of things to consider for our worship plan. If you'd like to be a part of the worship team, please give me a call and I'll be happy to talk to you about what might be involved with it. So these are just some of the things that are necessary for us to reinvigorate ourselves, to get active again. Lots of opportunities for you to get involved in a substantive way at Rock of Ages Lutheran Church. Again, I reflect on the trajectory that we had been on up until the beginning of this COVID-19 problem back in the middle of March. We were coming close to filling the sanctuary and talking about adding a second service. We were seeing anywhere from a dozen to 20 new visitors each week, which gave us a fairly steady flow of prospective new members. We want to regain all of that momentum again, but it requires all of us to step up to make that happen again. So I know that you want this place to be vigorous and vital and a place that people want to come to, but it's going to take all of us to do it. So please consider some of the things that I've mentioned. If you have any interest in any of those open opportunities, please either give me a call the office, or call Chris Geiger, our council president. I look forward to hearing from you. God bless.